Hi guys, this is Sdric speaking, and I'm going to showcase my Midrange Havencraft deck in this video. Currently we have the Rise of Bahamut meta in Shadowverse, and with it we have a lot of strong snowballing decks. And the old midrange decks lack the board clear, tools, wards and healing to properly deal with a lot of currently popular decks, like for example Aggro Bloodcraft or Daria Runecraft, which we are likely to face. Might also be Dimension Shift Runecraft. So I'll be throwing away my expensive cards and keep Goblin in order to play aggressive early on in case this really is Dimension Shift. Okay, I will be explaining some cards. In case this really is Dimension Shift, that's exactly one of the reasons why we use Goblin. Goblin can create a lot of pressure early on if the opponent is busy with preparing the rest of his deck, like Runecraft does with spell boosting, but it can also be used to remove bad tokens or similar creatures against Bloodcraft, or fairies against Forestcraft. Frog Cleric is a flex drop against aggro. It will mainly be used to heal up, and a lot of people have asked me why I don't use the dog, I can't recall the name right now, which has ward. And the reason why I use Frog Cleric is, if you stabilize against Bloodcraft, you already have strong 25 wards, but most often Bloodcraft does its damage during later turns via spells, and wards don't help you against that. Okay, Clay Golem. This does look like Daria, I think, but it could also be Dimension Shift. We'll have to see his cards. Okay, could still be either of those. Could still be either of those. Well, that sucks. We have to go for tempo. If I knew for sure what deck he is playing, I would have the option to slow down a little bit and not waste my resources. But in case he is really playing Dimension Shift, okay, he's Daria. I need the tempo. Now that I know that he is playing Daria, I can adjust my strategy a little bit. Maybe allow him to overextend, play an Ancient Lion, and save my price off the Cudgel. But I'm not sure whether that's the right play. I might also remove it, but there's a good chance that he easily removes it. Okay, let me think. I think I should play it, yeah, I do. In case it's a hybrid deck between Daria and Dimension Shift, it's less common, but it does happen. So even if he draws Levy itself, its body is not enough to deal with this creature, and he will have to use at least one more spell against it, or he plays turn 5 Daria. Yeah, draw 5 cards, half of your hand costs 0 for 3 mana. Well, let's hope that Tribunal does slow him down a little bit. We have to place a few bodies on board in order to get a setup for Gabriel. Or maybe we are lucky and he omits a soul hand so that we can get value from Ancient Lion Spirit. Let's hope that he plays a few more cards. Guessing room. So that's not a creature. If he has creatures, those cards would be spell boosted right now 2 additional times. So if those were creatures, he would be able to play all of them, unless they are spell boosters themselves. So I think we can play at this right now. If he had one of these eye guys, it might be a problem, but I think he would have played it since it would cost 0 at this point of time. Okay, it's Fate's Hand. Draw to card for 3 mana, not underpriced. That's a Spellboost. Okay, now I wished I had a second line. We do have a slight advantage though. It's just a question whether we should play aggressively and clear those 2 inefficiently, so that he doesn't draw the next Daria in time, or whether we should wait and see if Temple Defender can get enough value. By clearing a big guy without evolving. Could also consider taking a little bit of face damage, but I don't think we have to. In 2 turns we'll have a big tempo swing thanks to this card. We'll be scared to place too many, or rather 2 big bodies on board. That's tempting, but I think we bait whatever he has in hand and keep Sledgehammer for another Daria. It's the strongest body in his deck, so if he has it, we want to keep our evolution punch and Sledgehammer Exorcist to clear it. Afterwards he will have used 2 Darias, and unless he's playing Flame Leviathan, he will have no big threats left. He still has a lot of 3/4, etc., but those should be no problem, theoretically. You might always play Daria into Daria, and that's game if you don't draw into Themith's Decree. I could also have considered following this and attacking the Witch Head, but I don't think that's necessary. It might have been a mistake though. Would have been a more secure setup, since he can clear Defender with this guy. And then trade into that. Okay, doesn't have Daria, I think. So I might screw what I just said and simply evolve Exorcist. Oh wait, this is much better. Even if he draws into Daria, he won't be able to clear it properly unless he has another Spellboosted Wind Blast. In that case we are pretty damn screwed. Or maybe not as much. Gabriel is really strong. A lot of people ask me why I was playing Gabriel and not General, the guy who costs 1 less and also gives Rush. And the reason for that is that I usually don't expect games to go this long, or, as I do now, not have enough resources to play 2 cards at once. And if you don't play General for Rush, he is not worth that much. Okay, the next question I'm asking myself and thinking about currently is whether I should Spellboost this and go full smoke and simply accept scenario where he has something like Death's Dance. Not many Daria decks played, but some do. Or maybe the other Wound Blast. Or whether... okay. So his top deck has to be threatening. If it's a Wind Blast, which he plays, it's not, it's only 1 damage. I think I should Spellboost this guy and go straight for face. I could clear, but clearing is relatively risky since he might draw into Daria. Oh, that's a good draw. So we should try to end the game as fast as possible. If you hear music right now, it's most likely my neighbor speaking loud. Okay. That's it! First explained match against Daria. We did face 1 Daria, drew not a single Thermos' Decree, but it went pretty well. I will show you my last few games with this deck.